Most riders, say age 50 and over, think sport touring means giving up comfort or giving up fun. And nothing could be further from the truth. Because today, you can have both comfort and fun as long as you choose the right bike. In this video, we're looking at 9 comfortable Japanese sport touring motorcycles that let you ride longer, feel better, and still enjoy every mile. Let's get started, shall we? Number 9. Kawasaki Ninja 650. This is the bike a lot of riders almost skip, because it says Ninja. And for riders over 50, that name brings back memories. Tight wrists, sore backs, bikes that felt exciting for 20 minutes and exhausting after an hour. But this one, it's not that kind of Ninja. Picture this. You're standing in a showroom, looking at bikes you used to ride years ago. You swing a leg over the Ninja 650, and your body doesn't complain. No immediate pressure on your wrists, no awkward lean, just neutral. That's the surprise, because underneath the sporty styling, this bike is built for real-world comfort. It runs a 649cc parallel twin making about 67 horsepower. Not intimidating, but here's what matters. It's smooth. At highway speeds, vibration stays low. Your hands don't go numb. Your mirrors don't blur into useless shapes. And that's what makes a long ride feel a lot shorter. The riding position is slightly forward, just enough to feel connected to the bike, without putting stress on your lower back or shoulders. Now add the weight, around 420 pounds wet. That's light enough to manage easily in parking lots, gas stations, or tight spaces. Because let's be honest, confidence at low speed matters more now than it used to, and this bike gives you that. The seat height is approachable, the throttle is predictable, the clutch is forgiving, everything feels cooperative. Picture this, you head out for a quick ride, just an hour, but you're still comfortable, so you keep going. 2 hours, maybe 3. No pain, no fatigue, just riding. That's the Ninja 650. It looks like a sport bike, but it rides like something designed for the rider you are now. And if you think this is as comfortable as a sport touring bike gets, the next one gives you even more without adding stress. Number 8. Yamaha Tracer 7 FJ07. This is the bike that quietly fixes a problem most riders don't talk about. Because as you get older, you don't just want comfort, you want visibility, control, confidence in traffic. And this bike gives you all 3. Picture this. You're riding through the city, surrounded by SUVs and distracted drivers. On a low sport bike, you feel buried. But on the Tracer 7, you sit higher, you see over traffic, and more importantly, they see you. That alone changes how you ride. Now let's talk about the engine. 689cc parallel twin, Yamaha's CP2. And this thing is known for one thing, torque. Not top-end speed, usable everyday pull. Which means you don't have to rev it out or work the bike hard. It just goes when you ask it to. And that matters, because smoother power means less fatigue, less shifting, less stress, more enjoyment. Now add the riding position, upright, relaxed, wide bars. Your back stays neutral. Your shoulders stay loose. Your wrists aren't carrying your body weight anymore. And that's a big deal after an hour or 2. Here's something else people don't expect. The bike is light, around 430 pounds wet. So even though it looks like a bigger touring machine, it doesn't feel like one when you're moving it around. Parking lots don't feel like a risk, they feel easy. Picture this. You finish a long ride, and instead of feeling stiff, sore, and done for the day, you're thinking about where to go next. That's the Tracer 7. It gives you comfort without taking away the fun. If this is helping you find a bike that actually fits the rider you are today, take a second to like the video and let me know in the comments which one you'd pick so far. Save this so you can come back to it later and share it with someone who's been looking for a more comfortable ride. And when you're done here, head over to the main channel page. There's a good chance we've already covered your next favorite motorcycle. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Back to our countdown. And if you think the Tracer 7 is as practical as it gets, the next bike takes comfort in a completely different direction. Number 7. Honda NC 750X. This is the bike that almost sounds boring. And that's exactly why it's so good. Because at this stage, riding isn't about chasing excitement every second. It's about removing the things that make riding harder than it needs to be. Picture this. You're heading out for a ride. No stress, no overthinking. You just get on and go. That's the NC750X. Now here's what makes it different. 745cc parallel twin, but it's tuned low, very low, which means torque shows up early, right where you actually use it. You don't have to rev it, you don't have to work for it. It just pulls smoothly. And that matters, because less effort means less fatigue, especially on longer rides. Now here's the part that really surprises people. Storage. Where the fuel tank normally sits, there's a built-in compartment, big enough for a full-face helmet. That means no backpack, no extra luggage for short trips, just convenience. And once you get used to that, it's hard to go back. Now let's talk comfort. Upright position, wide bars, neutral ergonomics, your back stays straight, your wrists stay relaxed, and the seat height is low enough that you feel planted at every stop. No tiptoe moments, no second guessing. Here's something else. You can get this bike with an automatic transmission. No clutch, no shifting, just twist and go. And for a lot of riders, that changes everything. Picture this. Traffic, stoplights, slow riding. And instead of constantly working the clutch, you're just cruising effortlessly. That's the NC750X. It's not trying to impress you, it's trying to make riding easier. And if you think easy means boring, the next bike proves you can have comfort and character at the same time. Number 6. Suzuki V-Strom 650. This is the bike people stop questioning after they ride it, because on paper, it doesn't stand out. No flashy design, no crazy numbers, just a simple, honest machine. And that's exactly why it works. Picture this. You're planning a full-day ride. Highway, back roads, maybe even a little gravel. Most bikes make you think about it. Is this the right bike for that? The V-Strom doesn't. It just says, yes. Now here's why. 645cc V-twin engine. And this is one of the smoothest engines in this entire class. That V-twin layout naturally cancels a lot of vibration, which means your hands stay comfortable. Your feet don't buzz, and after a few hours, you still feel good, not worn out. Now let's talk about the riding position. Upright, open, relaxed. Your knees aren't cramped, your back stays neutral, your shoulders don't tighten up halfway through the ride. And that matters more than most people realize. Because discomfort doesn't hit all at once, it builds, and this bike keeps it away. Here's something else. Range. This bike sips fuel. You can go a long time between stops, which means fewer breaks and more riding. Picture this. You've been riding for hours, you stop, get off the bike, and you're not stiff. You're not sore. You're ready to keep going. That's the V-Strom 650. It's not exciting on paper, but in real life, it's one of the easiest bikes to live with. And if you think this is as balanced as it gets, the next bike takes that same idea and sharpens it just a little more. Number 5. Kawasaki Versys 650. Picture this. You're 58, you swing a leg over a bike, and nothing hurts. No wrist pressure, no cramped knees, no lower back warning you about tomorrow. That's the Versys 650. And the first time you sit on it, you get it. Kawasaki built this around a 649cc parallel twin making about 65 horsepower. Not crazy numbers, but here's what matters. It's smooth, predictable, no sudden hits, just clean power when you ask for it. So passing a car doesn't feel like a gamble, it feels easy. At around 465 pounds wet, this bike hits that sweet spot. Light enough to move around your garage without a second thought, but stable enough that highway wind doesn't push you all over your lane. That balance? Huge. Now let's talk real comfort. The upright riding position keeps your spine neutral. Your wrists stay relaxed, your knees don't feel folded like they did on your old sport bike. And that seat is designed for hours, not minutes. You're not shifting around every 30 miles trying to find relief. You just ride. The suspension soaks up rough roads without sending that shock straight into your lower back. And the windscreen actually works. Less wind on your chest means less fatigue after a long day. That's the difference between a 1-hour ride and a 4-hour ride you actually enjoy. Now here's the part most riders overlook. Price. The Versys 650 gives you real touring comfort, proven reliability, and everyday usability for thousands less than the big touring machines. Less money in, less stress, same freedom. And yeah, it's not flashy, but you're not buying a bike to stare at it, you're buying a bike to ride. And once you realize how easy this thing is to live with, you start wondering why more people don't talk about it. But if you want the same comfort with a serious jump in power, the next bike is where things get very interesting. Number 4. Yamaha Tracer 9. Now this is where things change. Up to this point, we've been talking about bikes that are comfortable enough. This is comfort, with real power behind it. Picture this. You're rolling at highway speed. Everything feels calm. Then you twist the throttle just a little, and the bike surges forward without effort. No hesitation, no stress, just smooth controlled acceleration that reminds you, you've still got it. That's the Tracer 9. It runs an 890cc triple pushing close to 100 horsepower. But here's what matters. It doesn't feel wild. It feels easy. The power is always there, but it never demands anything from you. You ride longer with less effort. Now let's talk about your body. The upright position keeps your back straight. Your wrists stay relaxed. Your knees aren't cranked up like they used to be on sport bikes. You get off after a long ride and you're not stiff. That's a big win. The wind protection is another level too. Adjustable screen, wider front end, better airflow. Less wind hitting your chest means less fatigue creeping in halfway through your ride. That's how you stretch a ride without even thinking about it. And here's the surprise. This thing still handles. When the road starts to twist, it doesn't feel like a big touring bike. It feels light, quick, responsive, like a sport bike that finally grew up. Comfort and fun at the same time. Now yeah, it costs more than the 650s, but you're getting one bike that does everything. Daily rides, long trips, weekend fun. No compromises. And once you feel that balance, smooth power, real comfort, zero stress, you stop chasing the next bike. But if you want something even more focused on long-distance comfort, something built to just eat miles, the next bike takes it even further. Number 3. Honda NT1100. This is the bike for when you stop chasing hype and start chasing how good a ride actually feels. Picture this. You're 62. You've owned fast bikes, loud bikes, bikes that look incredible sitting still. But after an hour, you were done. Then you get on the NT1100, and something feels different right away. Everything just works. Honda built this around a 1084cc parallel twin. Plenty of torque, plenty of power, but here's the key. It's smooth, predictable, calm when you want it, strong when you need it. So instead of fighting the bike, you flow with it, and that changes everything. Now let's talk about comfort, because this is where the NT1100 quietly pulls ahead. The seat is wide and supportive, not soft and mushy, supportive. That means your weight is spread out, so your tailbone isn't screaming 100 miles in. The riding position, completely neutral. Your back stays upright, your shoulders stay relaxed, your wrists don't carry your weight anymore. And your knees, they finally get a break. The wind protection is real too. Big fairing, adjustable screen, you sit in a calm pocket of air instead of getting pushed around at highway speeds. Less wind means less fatigue, which means longer rides without thinking twice. Now here's the part that surprises people. You can get this with DCT. No clutch, no constant shifting in traffic, just twist and go when you want, or shift manually when you feel like it. That's not a gimmick. That's energy saved over hours of riding. Now yes, it's not the flashiest bike here, but that's the point. This is a bike built for riders who know what actually matters. Comfort, control, confidence. When you add in Honda reliability and low maintenance costs, this starts to look like one of the smartest long-term bikes you can own. Because this isn't about impressing people, it's about staying out there longer. But if you still want that big engine feel, that highway dominance with serious speed behind it, the next bike brings the muscle. Number 2. Kawasaki Concours 14. This is where things get serious, because the Concours 14 isn't trying to be friendly, it's trying to be effortless at speed. Picture this, you're on the highway, 75 miles an hour, wind moving around you, but not hitting you. You roll the throttle, and the bike just launches forward like it's barely trying. That's the Concours 14. It runs a 1352cc inline 4, big power, smooth delivery, and more passing strength than you probably ever need. But here's what matters. You don't have to push it. The power is just there, waiting, calm, controlled. So instead of wringing out gears, you glide past traffic without stress. That's real touring power. Now let's talk about the weight. Because yeah, this thing is heavy. Around 690 pounds. You feel it in the garage. You feel it backing up. You feel it if you park on the slope and make a bad decision. We've all been there. But once it's moving, completely different story. The weight disappears into stability. The bike feels planted, solid, like nothing is going to shake it off its line. Crosswinds? Doesn't care. Long highway stretches? That's its home. Now the comfort. Wide seat, relaxed reach to the bars, full fairing that actually protects your chest and shoulders. Adjustable windscreen that lets you fine-tune airflow. So instead of fighting the wind for hours, you sit inside it. And that saves your energy more than you think. Shaft drive is another win. No chain maintenance, no mess, just ride. And here's the value angle. Used Concours 14s? Incredible deals. You're getting flagship level performance and touring comfort for middleweight money. That's hard to ignore. Now yeah, this isn't a beginner bike. It demands respect. But for experienced riders over 50 who still want that big engine feel without giving up comfort, this bike hits a very specific sweet spot. And once you feel that kind of power wrapped in stability, you start wondering, do you even need anything more? Well, there is one bike that answers that question. Number 1. Yamaha FJR1300. This is the one riders don't talk about enough, not because it's lacking, but because people who own it, they stop looking. Picture this, you're 65, you've tried the sporty stuff, the adventure stuff, the do-it-all bikes. Then you ride the FJR1300, and suddenly the search is over. This thing just fits. Underneath, you've got a 1298cc inline 4, smooth, strong, effortless. It doesn't surge or spike. It just builds power in a way that feels controlled and honestly reassuring. So when you pass a line of cars, it feels easy, not dramatic. That's the difference. Now let's talk long distance comfort, because this is where the FJR quietly dominates. The seat is built for hours, not a quick ride. Hours. The riding position leads slightly forward, just enough to take pressure off your lower back but not enough to hurt your wrists. It's a balance most bikes get wrong. This one doesn't. Then there's the wind protection. Adjustable screen, wide fairing, you can dial in how much wind you want or block most of it out completely. So instead of fighting the air for 3 hours, you glide through it, and that saves your energy more than you expect. Now here's the underrated part. Shaft drive. No chain maintenance, no cleaning, no adjusting, just ride. For a lot of riders over 50, that alone is worth it. And the reliability? Legendary. These bikes go for years, tens of thousands of miles, minimal drama. That's peace of mind you can't always buy. Now yes, it's not the newest thing out there, but that's exactly why the value is so strong. Used FJRs? Absolute steals. You're getting top-tier touring comfort and performance for a fraction of what newer bikes cost. And once you ride one, you understand why so many riders keep them for a decade or more. Because this isn't a bike you outgrow, it's a bike you settle into, and that's the whole point. The best sport touring bike after 50 isn't the one that impresses people, it's the one that keeps you riding. So here's the truth. The right sport touring bike after 50 isn't about speed, it's about how long you can ride and how good you feel when you get there. Because the best bike is the one that keeps you out on the road, not counting miles, just enjoying them. If this helped you, save it so you could come back when you're choosing your next bike. And if you know someone still riding the wrong setup, send this to them. I'd also love to hear from you. What are you riding right now, and would you switch? If you want more real-world motorcycle pics like this, hit subscribe. And when you're done, check out the main channel page. There's a lot more content built exactly for riders like you.